It is my hope that you are enjoying your evening. Welcome to Weekend Live right here on KUTV. Today being the 8th day of July 2023. We have a lot lined up for you tonight, including first. DP Gachagua, non-governmental organizations condemn opposition protests as Mbeere North MP Geoffrey Ruku vows to push for regulations. Kenyan Congolese investors to join forces in fostering partnerships to increase trade volumes. Meru County responds to calls to halt roadside trade following Londiani horror accident. And Omanyala to lead 26 athletes squad, which will represent Kenya in upcoming Budapest Championships. RUTH CHEPKOECH is our sign language interpreter this evening. My name is Joseph Kess. We're also live on YouTube at KUTV Kenya, and you're free to share with us your feedback on Twitter at KUTV_Kenya and also at Joseph Kenya. Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has laughed off Azimio quest to collect 10 million signatures to topple the government. The opposition has also drawn criticism from various quarters, including the non-governmental organizations, which condemned cases of violence witnessed during the July 7th protests. In the meantime, Mbeere North Member of Parliament Geoffrey Ruku has vowed to push for regulation of demonstrations in a bid seen as an attempt to tame opposition leader Raila Odinga.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua was today in Madira constituency to attend a funeral, and when he took to the podium, he aimed at the opposition, first discrediting Raila Odinga's signature collection drive apparently to remove Kenya Kwanza from power. Gachagua insisted that the leadership roles were decided at the ballot, further urging Kenyans to stay focused.
There is no constitutional provision for anybody to collect signatures against a sitting president. They are just wasting their time. And we want to urge our president to stay focused, to continue doing the right thing.
Mbeere North Member of Parliament Geoffrey Ruku, who has sponsored a bill for regulating protest, wants Parliament to expedite its passage to possibly tame opposition's protests, which are now taking place inside and outside of Nairobi.
Nimesema ya kwamba nimeweka mswada wa maandamano pale bungeni. I want to ask the Speaker of the National Assembly and the Committee of Justice and Legal Affairs of Parliament to fast-track that bill as quickly as possible. When we go back to Parliament on 25th of July, we start debating that bill in Parliament so that it can become law.
The new bill proposes that protest organizers be made to pay for the losses incurred, police to ensure that all property is protected during protest organizers to work with the police to guarantee security. Anyone found guilty of participating in an illegal demo may serve 1 year in prison. Protesters barred from carrying violent posters, hiding faces, carrying weapons, or putting on attires resembling those of police. MP Rook is accusing opposition leader of leading protests for personal gains.
Not because of democracy, it's not because of human rights, it's not because of high cost of living, it is because they are businessmen who have been government, in senior positions, in last government, and now their business are not doing good as they used to do.
Kenya NGO Council, through Chairman Stephen Cheboi, has condemned violence incidents during Friday's Sabasaba protests. The council wants protest organizers to ensure they are done in a peaceful way. The union further called for national dialogue to solve the problems affecting the country and offered to lead dialogues with different stakeholders to resolve the current conflicts. Jacob Okello, KUTV.
And Kenya is planning to utilize her strong relations with the Republic of Congo to tap into untapped trade opportunities. At the same time, Congo will create a conducive environment for entrepreneurs to freely invest under the African Free Continental Trade Area. These arrangements came up at a Brazzaville Business Forum that brought together Kenyan and Congolese investors to foster partnerships and increase trade volumes for economic growth.
On the second and last day of his two-day state visit of the Republic of Congo, President William Ruto attended a business forum in Brazzaville, bringing together Kenyan and Congolese investors as part of their commitment to fostering economic growth and development. President William Ruto highlighted Kenya's intention to capitalize on the strong ties with the Republic of Congo to fully exploit the abundant trade opportunities that lie untapped between the two nations.
We will also be discussing matters to do with infrastructure.
On va également parler des questions d'infrastructure.
From roads
L'infrastructure routière,
to matters to do with rail.
les questions portant sur le
We
rail.
will be discussing energy.
On va parler de l'énergie.
And these are all important components
Il s'agit là de composantes importantes
that drive business enterprise
qui conduisent les entreprises et
by
les
the
affaires.
private sector.
Et
President Ruto announced plans for both countries to establish a favorable and supportive business environment. This environment is set to facilitate and encourage entrepreneurs to freely invest in trade under the framework of the African Continental Free Trade Area.
We will be discussing matters to do with the empowerment of young people through training and education.
on va discuter des questions portant sur l'autonomisation de jeunes gens en matière de commerce et de métier.
We want to align the training of our young people to the needs of industry.
Eric Ruto, the chairman of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, urged the business people in attendance to purchase more products from Kenya, as he says that Kenya is currently exporting more goods from Congo.
That of the total imports
Que les importations totales
for Congo-Brazzaville,
du Congo-Brazzaville,
we are exporting from Kenya 700 times less.
So those who wish to invest in Congo, they may do it straightforwardly or in collaboration with partners from Congo.
The successful implementation of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area framework, combined with the strengthening of diplomatic ties between Kenya and the Republic of Congo, provides a solid foundation for enhanced economic cooperation and trade integration. Yvonne Kemuma, KUTV.
At the same time, President William Ruto has asked African leaders and parliamentarians to champion the continent's development agenda. According to the head of state, Africa must invest in infrastructure, remove barriers to trade and visa restrictions to unlock the free trade potential. President made these statements to a joint session of the Congolese parliament in Brazzaville as part of his two-day state visit of the country.
President William Ruto was accorded the honor of addressing Congo parliamentarians during his two-day state visit on invitation of President Denis Sassou Nguesso. Ruto used this platform to call on African countries to adopt the 0.2% tax cut to be channeled to the African Union to facilitate African development agenda. According to Ruto, Africa should be able to operate on its own without the support from the West.
I think we have a 0.2% tax that is supposed to be levied in our countries. We want to ask every country to live up to that commitment so that we can support the African Union. Otherwise, if we allow the African Union to be supported by others, we run the risk of African Union being controlled by those who pay for it.
Ruto has also urged the leaders to utilize their abilities and means to contribute meaningfully to the emergence of a new discourse that affirms Africa as a continent full of opportunities and resources necessary to drive clean, just, and inclusive global prosperity.
We are saying we do not want anymore to be the continent that we are asking for help, we are asking for aid. We want to have a different conversation. We want to have a conversation of equals. We want to bring our assets. We have assets as a continent, and we want these assets to count for something.
The head of state argued that the leaders must advocate for reforms in the international financial institutions to address the debt crisis in the continent. He added that African countries should trade freely by removing visa restrictions.
We also need to facilitate trade by making it possible for business people to be able to transact their goods, their services, without the unnecessary complications in changing currencies. For you people from Congo, Brazzaville, from tomorrow, you will not need any visa to come to Kenya.
Also in his address to the joint session of the Congolese parliamentarians in Brazzaville was a plea to African leaders to speak with one voice and a call for collective climate action on a global scale. Edward Nyamo,
And Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu has expressed support for the draft report on education reforms proposed by the Presidential Working Party. Says Machogu is optimistic that the proposals will help improve the education sector for the benefit of the learners. Machogu was speaking at Aberdare Teachers Training College during the graduation ceremony.
Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu was the chief guest at Aberdare Teachers Training College graduation in Nyandarua County. Among the Nyandarua County leaders present were Ndaragwa MP George Gachagua, Women Rep Faith Gitau, and Olkalau MP Njuguna Keraho. CS Machogu waded into the ongoing debate surrounding reforms in the education sector, saying he supports reforms proposed by the Presidential Working Party, which he believes will improve the education sector, especially on the clustering of students joining teaching colleges.
Najua ile cluster ilikuwa inasema one must have a C in mathematics, a C in English language, a C in one of the sciences, a C in one of the humanities. Ilikuwa ni changamoto, ndio kwamba badala ya kuwa na watoto 7,000 katika colleges yetu ya hii mkoa, sasa tuko na 1,000 na kitu peke yake. Lakini hiyo suluhisho hiko kwa ile report ambaye sitaki kutangaza vile hiko kama Mheshimiwa Rais hajatoa, lakini suluhisho hiko.
He has also called on members of parliament to use part of their NGCDF kitty in education infrastructure development.
I also call upon members of parliament to use part of their constituent development fund to support infrastructure growth in our college and other educational institutions. And here I thank the member of parliament for committing to give 10 million to this college this financial year.
Among the proposed reforms by the Presidential Working Party is for the Ministry of Education to take over major powers from the Teacher Service Commission, which include transfer of teachers, and for the school heads to be accountable to the Ministry of Education, not CSE. The team has also called on the government to establish low-cost boarding schools in marginalized areas. Nyandarua County leaders, including Ndaragwa MP George Gachagua, have called on the government to declare Ndaragwa as hardship area, arguing that this is the driest area in the county and teachers deployed in the area were seeking transfer to other areas for lack of hardship allowance.
Walimu hapa wanakuja wanamaliza miezi kadhaa wanaenda because we are not under hardship allowance. Nimeleta mswada Ndaragwa iwe considered as a hardship area so that they can have this hardship allowance na walimu watulie hapa kwetu. And this turnover ya walimu, mwanafunzi hawezi badilishiwa mwalimu kila wiki, kila month, and we expect good results.
If there are civil servants or servants that are really suffering, ni teachers in Nyandarua. Please, we have been singing this song kila mwaka. Na sijui kwa nini kuclassify hardship area. It is not difficult. It is doable. Our watu wanasumbuka sana. And let me tell you, you know, when you are DO here, Nyandarua ndio ilikuwa inaongoza kwa masomo. We need to ask ourselves, why not now?
The education reforms, which are yet to be made official to the public, are expected to revamp the education landscape. Lynette Maina, KUTV.
Now, Meru County has responded positively to the call given by Roads, Transport and Public Works Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen to relocate traders who sell by the roadside, and the call came as a result of the Londiani horror accident, which claimed the lives of at least 52 people after a trailer rammed into vehicles and business people operating along Kericho-Nakuru Road. Mkweni Ward Representative Martin Koome requested traders not to risk their lives by selling on the roadside, which traders confess is good for business.
Saa kazi yetu inakuanga nzuri njioni, hiyo masaa ya njioni as compared mchana, sababu mchana hakuna mtu unaweza uzia. Alafu huko hiyo soko tunaendanga ya makaburini, hakunanga biashara. Kwa tunaendanga tunauza tunaosha, alafu njioni tunakuja huku kuuza. Sababu wenye utuchukulia viatu huku ni wapita njia. Na tunajua tuna riski maisha yetu, lakini hatuna otherwise.
All right, that story from Meru takes us on our first break of the night. We'll be back shortly in a few.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audio-visual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience. Kenyatta University will hold its 53rd graduation ceremony on Friday, 21st July 2023 at the main campus along Thika Superhighway. KUTV will provide live coverage of the graduation ceremony from 8 a.m. The graduation ceremony will also be streamed live on KUTV, KU website, Lola app, and all KU social media platforms. For more information, please contact the Office of the Registrar Academic on 020-870-3092 or 0786-335-111 or visit the KU website on www.ku.ac.ke. Kenyatta University, transforming higher education, enhancing lives.
Welcome back to Weekend Live. Let's continue with the broadcast. Now, education still remains the most powerful tool to transform and empower young girls. Starek Girls Center community joined hands this morning for a charity walk to raise funds meant to support education of its underprivileged students. The event, graced by Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Machogu, attracted hundreds of participants who believe in inspiring change through securing girl child's education rights.
In a remarkable show of solidarity and support, hundreds of individuals joined hands for a charity walk aimed at promoting and empowering girl child education. The event, organized by Starehe Girls Center and graced by Education CS Ezekiel Mashogu, saw an outpouring of community spirit as participants embarked on a collective journey towards brighter future for girls.
For a long time, the girl child has been disadvantaged in this country, and not just in this country, across the world, in terms of access to education. Personally, I was able to finish school through support from other people. I did a lot of fundraisers, even for campus, and were it not for that support, I would not be where I am. So when I see something like this, it touches my heart.
The walk, dubbed Unstoppable Teamwork 2023, trailed a scenic route through the heart of Ngong Forest, where national leaders, teachers, parents, students, and dedicated well-wishers, all in one accord, sought to break barriers to young girls' educational opportunities, as well as to assess challenges they face in accessing quality education.
Changamoto moja yenye napitia ni karo ya shule, lakini nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu niko Starehe na imeweza kufadhilishwa. It really shows that people are really caring about the education of the girl child, and that's why they've come out in great numbers.
And I really appreciate the fact that most of us, alumni and our parents, friends, come together to actually help us raise the funds. And for me, the work has been nice.
The proceeds from the drive will be channeled towards sponsoring underprivileged students, facilitating mentorship programs, improving infrastructure, and achieving other educational initiatives for a seamless learning for the girls.
We were not anticipating the success that we've seen today, but we are really grateful to God that it has turned out well. And we just want to tell others who want to support girls, needy girls, the bright ones like the ones at Starehe Girls, this is a place to be.
Coming together to support the educational needs of these young girls act as an unwavering determination to create an equitable society. The event has casted a hearty smile on the face of these young girls who are now sure to proceed with creating their future. Joseph Oyomo, KUTV, Nairobi.
All right, thank you for that, Joseph Oyomo. Now, moving on, 5 employees attached to Embu Fire Department have been interdicted for failing to respond promptly to a Wednesday fire incident. The unfortunate occurrence left 8 families in Majengo Estate homeless. Kirimari Ward Member of County Assembly Ibrahim Swaleh has blamed the event on Governor Cecily Mbarire's Fire Department for what it calls unpreparedness in disaster response, saying the fire could have been contained with quick response.
Kirimari Ward MCA Ibrahim Swaleh is blaming the county government of Embu for failing to respond to a fire incident that took place on Wednesday in Majengo Estate. He called out the county's unpreparedness in disaster response, thus leading to major damages. Swaleh says that the county assembly had allocated 4 million shillings to facilitate the operations of the extinguishers.
Na tunataka kuomba uchunguzi uendelee na wasikwamie hapo, ili tujue pia zile pesa ambazo tuliweka katika bajeti shilingi milioni 4 kama zimetumika vizuri kuhakikisha magari moto yameweza kutufanyia kazi. Watu wote ambao wameendelea kuzubaa katika kazi kuanzia section ya revenue ambao tunaiangalia sana, tungeendelea kuwaomba tu wafanyikazi wa Embu County wajue kwamba hii ni wakati ya kazi.
At the moment, 5 employees of the fire department have been interdicted for failing to respond to the fire. According to Governor Cecily Mbarire, investigations are pending for those interdicted. They include the Director for Disaster and Emergency Services and the firemen who were on duty that day.
I have since, number 1, instructed that the Director for Emergency, Disaster and Emergency Services be sent on compulsory leave pending investigations, a show cause letter to show why he should not be disciplined because he didn't take action, he was not even in the county.
All right, That story takes us on another break yet here on Weekend Live. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Adventures across the African continent. See breathtaking wildlife, stunning landscapes, and out of this world technologies. Meet incredible scientists and learn fantastic facts. Explore, discover, be amazed. Be part of the next generation of African change makers. Be a part of Engine, Africa's #1 science discovery program. Yay!
We're learning every day.
Welcome back to Weekend Live. Let us take a look at what we have in sports news. Now, Kenyan professional video gamers are advocating for better infrastructure on the continent to pave way for world-class gaming servers that will allow players to easily partake in international competitions, contributing to the growth of the billion-dollar industry. Here is more from the Voice of America.
Brian Dianga, an esports enthusiast in Nairobi, Kenya, developed a love for gaming at an early age. He's among professional gamers in Africa, pushing for the continent to have access to the same level of technology available to other players around the world.
I feel anyone can be in it, and we are in it actively. And I can say I started playing video games casually, and then moving forward, we translated from just playing for fun to actually playing to earn.
According to a study conducted by game analytics company Newzoo, there are 186 million gamers in sub-Saharan Africa. Despite the increasing number of the gamers in recent years, the continent has faced challenges in keeping pace with the growth in the competitive sector. Experts say economic inequality, weak internet connections, and a lack of high-performing gaming servers are hindering esports growth in Africa. During competitions, African gamers rely on South African servers, which host only a few games out of the hundreds available in the gaming industry.
Millisecond is the metric that's used now to measure the amount of time it will take from one device to reach the server of that particular game to that region and back. So the millisecond, as the distance increases, becomes much larger, and the more larger it is, the more difficult it is to actually play online.
In Kenya, a community of video gamers is working to unlock full potential of the gaming industry in Africa. In Nairobi, gamers play a combat esports game that does not have a server host in Africa. The winner of the event will qualify to participate in a tournament in Romania and play online with gamers from the Americas, Asia and Europe. It is a rare opportunity for most African gamers because of the continent's unreliable internet connections and limited gaming servers.
Outside of the continent, it's not easy to get a good connection with them, so the game is not going to be playable because we're outside the continent. So now the only option we have left is now for us to travel to them or them to come to us, and then we can play. And that's why I'm really looking forward to this trip, so I can get to meet these players and play with them.
Video gamers say they're stepping away from their computers to lobby game publishers to provide servers and to encourage internet providers to help build esports infrastructure and grow the billion-dollar industry. Mohammed Yusuf for VA News, Nairobi.
Now, Athletics Kenya has named its 23-man squad that will represent Kenya in the upcoming World Athletics Championship slated for August in Budapest, Hungary. Africa's fastest man and Commonwealth champion Ferdinand Omanyala will fly Kenyan flag in the 100 meters race to book a slot in the 19th edition of World Athletics Championship. Others include 1,500 and 5,000 meters record holder Faith Kipyegon, while Emmanuel Wanyonyi and Mary Moraa will spearhead Team Kenya in the 800 meters race, and Kenya will be hoping to improve on its performance after recording disappointing results in the last World Athletics Championship that was held in Oregon, US. And Shabana FC are the official 2022-2023 National Super League champions elect after easily sailing through past helpless Kisumu All-Stars at Gusii Stadium in a match that saw hundreds of fans flooding the stadium to bear witness as the teams take on each other. Shabana, who had already climbed the ladder to take part in next season's top-tier league, needed just a point to put the title out of Moranga Seals' reach in a do-or-die affair. The NSL title capped a superb season for Shabana, who returned to top-flight football next season for the first time in 17 years and will arrive as second-tier champions. All right, that marks the end of Weekend Live tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Our sign language interpreter has been RUTH CHEPKOECH. My name is Joseph KEES. Until we meet again next time, enjoy the rest of your weekend and the week ahead. Good night.